Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well on this marvellous Monday. And this is video 2 of 2. So if you didn't catch the first one, as we delved into some of the dirty little secrets in the University of Idaho, yeah, go check that out. But in this little video here, we are going to be talking about the Sebastian Rogers case. And you're looking absolutely amazing, by the way. Well done. Well done. I think I need a bit more sleep, and I've got a bit of a sore throat. So I'm struggling to talk a bit, but we'll get through it. So anyway, the Sebastian Rogers case is a case that is frustrating a lot of us. This little lad has been missing for, over 2 months now. Over 2 months. Vanished, disappeared, without a trace. He's seen going into the house, never seen coming back out of the house. And what I will say is, whenever there is a case where someone goes missing, especially children, and in other cases even, like the Idaho 4 case, there's always little pieces of information, things that come out that make you kind of scratch your head a bit. And you don't know whether they're just coincidences, they're just things that don't mean anything, or they are indeed a piece of information that can lead to more clues, like in the Idaho 4 case and the conversation between Kaylee and Maddie, the Adam situation. Even in Summer Wells, we saw the journey on the day that she goes missing, on the waterhole visit. And you can go back and look at loads of cases and pick these little elements out. Even Caleb Harris, who went missing, you've got the odd little video and the picture of the water and what have you, the bridge. And yeah, there's all these things. And in this case, this is not an exemption of that rule. There are things in the Sebastian Rogers case that stick out like a sore thumb. And one of those things is the 3-hour phone call. A 3-hour phone call that just happens to take place on the evening that Sebastian vanishes. And I thought about this phone call quite a lot, because I thought, well, was this phone call a heated exchange? Was it a heated exchange that Sebastian perhaps overheard? Was it not so much a heated exchange that he overheard, but was there conversations of a certain nature that would lead him to, I don't want to say it, but fear for something, and he felt that he needed to escape? There are other things that we can speculate surrounding this call as well, because it's something, and look, I have to say it because it is something that happens frequently. And it is that phones are used as a bit of a Kansas City shuffle. Well, something's happening over here. Couldn't possibly focus here. Like, nothing. We couldn't have done anything. We couldn't have done anything because we was on the phone. We got proof of that. We're on the phone. It's the same in the Idaho 4 case, Brian Koberger's phone. Many people have considered, myself included, that Brian Koberger could have simply left his phone at home, and it would have perhaps made people feel that he was at home that night. Well, what if, in the Sebastian Rogers case, the same sort of thing happened? Could they have not set up what appeared to be a call that would have given them a period of 3 hours to do something else? And again, I'm spitballing. I'm not saying that anyone, at this stage, no one's guilty of anything. But the reality is we've got a child that's missing, and statistical analysis would show that 9 times out of 10, the people around this boy, the people closest to this boy, are most likely the people who have had some influence on what happened, whether that be directly or indirectly. And again, I'm not saying that they did anything directly to harm this child, but he vanished. And there's only so many options when it comes to that. Again, we spoke on this yesterday. Someone entering the house and taking him leaving of his own volition, or something more nefarious happening. So that phone call, can they find through accelerometer information and data from the phone? That is when the phone is moving. If it's involved in an accident, they have an accelerometer in them, so they can, especially with later iPhones, for instance. So if they're in an accident, they can call 911 or 999 here in the UK to call emergency services in the event that you have an accident. They can certainly look into these data analytics in phones to ascertain whether phones during that 3-hour period were static or indeed on the move. But I just find it incredibly strange that on the very night that this boy goes missing, this couple decide to have a 3-hour phone call. And we spoke about this earlier because I struggle to understand how people can be on the phone that long. And look, there are exceptions. What do we say? I can't remember. There are some situations where a couple may be on the phone for 3 hours, and perhaps the distance, maybe they like to, what are you wearing? No, what are you wearing? And all that sort of stuff. They call it sexting, sex calls. But do you know what I mean? There are situations where couples may spend a bit of time on the phone. But when it happens in conjunction with a child going missing, that's when I feel that there should be more sort of looking at that call and whether that call was indeed a genuine call or whether that was a call to mask something or was in fact a catalyst of something. I've always considered, if Sebastian left his home under his own volition, then why wouldn't he have gone to Dad? And again, I feel that even an element of like that, why would he have not gone to his dad? If he was close to his dad, if he trusted his dad, he loves his dad, why would he have not left and gone to his dad or gone to someone in order to get to his dad? If he went of his own volition, it seems that he wanted to escape this triangle of issues that there seemed to be. And we could be wrong, it just seems that there was a triangle of issues. But what do you think of the 3-hour phone call? Oh, and by the way, can you, if you haven't done so already, please smash that like button. It does make a massive difference to the channel. It helps, and it's free. We love freebies. But there's a lot of chatter around this case. A lot of chatter. The photographs showing that he has a bruise. Sebastian has a bruise on his neck. And strange with regards to photographs as well. The fact that there's photographs taken that seem to have... And again, this could be completely coincidental. Like showing receipts with times and stuff like that on them and dates. But on the grander scheme of things, there doesn't seem to be a lot of photographs, and I seem to remember that there was a statement made about the fact they didn't take many photographs, but they took one on a day when they wanted to put a again, I'm going down the route of tinfoil hat here, but the boy's missing. He hasn't been found, and I feel that there's some things that should perhaps be looked at closer, and maybe law enforcement, who have the power, are doing it. The only downside is we've seen how the likes of TBI and that do deal with these cases, and they don't always do what needs to be done. They seem to be very reluctant to go in a certain direction until it's absolutely too late. And it's getting to the point in this case where it could become a point where it's too late. So let me know down below what you think, and I'll catch you all in the next one.